Hey everyone, and welcome to A Little Bit of Sunshine. I'm Mackenzie, and I'm so happy to be here chatting with you today alongside one of our Barry students who's using his creativity to inspire others. But before we talk to him, I'd like to chat with you a little bit about this crazy weather we have here in Georgia. Now, I'm from Illinois, a little town in Illinois for those of you who don't know, and in that town we get all kinds of snow. There is not a day in the winter that we don't have snow practically. But here, everyone is amazed and going crazy and outside making snowmen and having snowball fights and taking crazy Instagram pictures. Yik Yak is going insane. All of these social media sites are talking about the weather. So I thought, what a perfect thing for us to do. So for this week's Man on the Street, this month's Man on the Street, I sent my good friend Grace Barker out to find out just how you spent your snow day.
Thanks, Mackenzie. I'm Grace Barker, and I'm here today to find out what Barry students did with their snow day. What did you do on your snow day?
Obviously, I went around and took Instagram pictures because if you don't Instagram it, it never happened.
Obviously. Well, it sounds like you had a wonderful snow day.
I did.
Did you have a nice snow day?
I had a lovely snow day. It was phenomenal.
What did you do?
I went sledding and I ate a lot of food and watched a lot of Netflix.
Did you have a nice snow day?
I had a great snow day.
What did you do?
In the morning we made homemade waffles with whipped cream and strawberries, and then we rearranged our entire dorm room, and then we went outside and made a snowman.
What did you do on your snow day?
I made pancake tacos and stayed in all day.
Now, what are pancake tacos?
Basically, you put chocolate chips and pancakes and make the pancake taco.
Hi, Josh. What did you do on your snow day?
I watch Netflix.
What did you watch on Netflix?
The usual Friends, Family Guy, Gossip Girl, things like that.
Sounds like a very nice snow day. What did you do on your snow day?
I had a snowball fight and then I watched Netflix all day.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. We went to Waffle House too because the roads weren't that bad.
Sounds like a great snow day. Tina, what did you do on your snow day?
On my snow day?
Yes.
Oh boy, what did I do? Well, the first day I slept in pretty much whole day. And then the next day I actually, we did a short film.
What did you do on your snow day?
I slept in for like a long time, which was really good. And then I got up and went sledding and had a snowball fight. And my friend got his truck and we rode on a tube behind the truck like you did, like you would do in a boat, except we did it in the snow. It was so fun.
That sounds like so much fun. I'm so jealous.
It was great.
So I didn't do too much. I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a little nervous about the outdoors and the unknown of the snow. So I walked out and I looked around, saw it was beautiful, took a little selfie, cheese, and I went back inside. So I had a lovely day watching House of Cards at the Cultural House.
I love House of Cards. It sounds like a very good snow day.
It was very great, thank you.
Sounds like we had some pretty interesting snow days at Barry. Back to you, Mackenzie.
Big thank you to all those who participated in the Man on the Street and to my good friend Grace Barker who harassed all of those people. I'm sitting here now with a friend of mine, Michael Shaw, creative writer and Spanish friend of mine. Welcome to the show, Michael.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good.
Good. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Give me your syllabus day mantra, if you will.
Right. I, of course, go here.
It's Barry College.
That's right. I am a sophomore public relations major like you, and writing minor.
Okay. So what's your public relations, writing minor, but where are you from? Where's your hometown?
Right. I am from Lilburn, Georgia.
Lilburn.
Same state.
Little towns.
Yes.
Little town.
It
Lilburn.
That might
Lilburn.
even be the reason. Who knows? Yeah.
Well, I'm from Illinois, which is interesting because you visited my hometown recently.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I visited Chicago.
Me, not my hometown.
Right.
Because I'm from Southern Illinois, but you visited Chicago,
Yes.
which is around there. So tell me about your trip to Chicago.
Right. So I went during the summer, which it still wasn't hot because it was Chicago, and apparently it's
yes,
very
it never
windy
gets
there.
really hot there, does it?
Yeah. It was windy, it was cloudy, and it was our specific trip was a sort of amazing race type trip.
Okay.
And we were there doing certain challenges against other groups of people. It was really fun.
Big race.
Yeah. And we were there, and our certain challenge for that day was to build the best and highest sandcastle we could on this. You couldn't really call it a beach, but it was a plot of sand.
Because, Illinois is landlocked. I
Right.
didn't know if you know that, except for the Great Lakes. So,
Yeah.
so you found the only beach in Chicago, right? I
Mhm.
mean, that's pretty much the only place with sand. But,
Yeah.
so to build a sand castle. So tell me about your extravaganza there.
Right, so we were trying to build our best sandcastle, and it wasn't going so well, and we were very confused and we were pretty much lacking on the creative juices on what to do to make a high sandcastle because we also had a time restraint. So
Right.
we didn't know what to do. We were trying to use, for some reason, there were like trash cans on the beach.
On the beach, just hanging out.
Right, we figured
that you
we
could
might try to
move,
use them.
movable ones.
Yes, so that was our first idea, was to just cosmetically put sand around a trash can.
Right.
Then we saw a guy working in a bulldozer. I don't know why, but he was
Just on the
shoveling
beach?
sand. Yes, and there were piles of sand to the side that needed to be there for some reason.
Only in Illinois would you
Right.
find a bulldozer on the beach,
Right. That was his job, though, and he was piling them up, doing a good job. And so we, of course, thought we could take advantage of that. So we got a few of the really nicest people in our group to go and ask him to help us with our sandcastle.
I mean, that's quite a feat for him to, if he
Right.
participates, because in southern or in Illinois in general, it's not the southern hospitality like you have down here in Georgia.
Most definitely. So we were glad he kind of broke that stereotype and opened up, and he started helping us. And at first, he didn't want to because he's going about his day doing his work.
He's busy.
But it kind of, I think it excited him after a while because we started cheering him on, however that would work. And
Go bulldozer,
right.
go!
Right,
Yeah,
and
I'm not sure how that works.
either way, he got into it, which is good for us because it made him put more sand. He started piling up more and more sand.
I'm sure the
making a
other
huge
groups are
structure.
looking at you like,
They were furious. They were really jealous, and they of course tried to use the guy too. And so they started running at us. We tried to blockade them, but we got our nice pyramid of sand. And because it was that shape to begin with, we just kind of shaped it out into a nice
Right.
Egyptian pyramid.
oh,
style.
just a little theme there
It
you
was
had.
very beautiful.
Well, did you win?
We did not win. Oh man, that's the bad part of the story.
After all of that, you
The
lose.
good part is that he helped us. The bad part is that eventually other people were able to get bulldozers, and that really did happen. So
I cannot even believe. Only in Illinois would you find a bulldozer. I just
Right?
can't get past that. Yeah. So you have written these 2 books.
yes,
Tell me about them. This one, the first one, Jack in the Box here. Jack in
that's the first one,
Box.
Jack in the Box.
Okay, so how old were you when you wrote this?
Right. I started my sophomore year of high school, and I finished it my senior year. And so it took about 2
Okay.
years.
So it took 2 years, but you were in high
Yes,
school.
I
You wrote a
was.
book.
That's right.
Most people participate in athletics. You wrote a book and got
Right.
it published. But were you graduated when you got it published, or you were? How does that work?
I was not quite graduated. I was pushing it. It was probably about in May of my senior year.
Okay.
But I had just turned 18, and I was able to publish it. And,
Okay.
yeah.
So, but you had to wait. Is that
That's
right?
right. Yes.
Tell me how there was like a big loophole
Mhm.
here. Okay, tell me about that.
Well, when you're going online, and I self-published, so
Okay,
it's telling
through
you all
Amazon?
the things. That's
Is
right.
that correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
And they're telling you all the things you need to do to self-publish, and so you're learning about your identification number for your book, different logistical parts of it. But there was also having a taxable ID, and I was 17, so I did not have a taxable ID,
Right.
and I didn't know that would ever be a problem.
Well, I
I
mean,
wish I
what-
could have.
What 17-year-old is like, man, I wish I had a taxable ID?
Right?
No.
No.
No one wants to do that. No. So you made this huge book. I can only imagine how your parents are feeling. Like, oh, no big deal. Our 18-year-old son just published a book. Like, that gives them bragging rights to no end. So how
Most
are
definitely.
your parents and all of that?
At first, they're always supportive with everything, but I have learned that I am an external processor. Whenever I have an idea, I can't keep it secret, which is especially bad for books. Like, if you're my close friend, you're going to know the twist to my book before I finish it. But I was sharing this with them, and like usual, they were very loving and supportive. That's great. We love that you're getting creative and doing writing, and that's how they phrased it. But I think once it started to become more real to me, it started to become more real to them.
Right.
I said, 6 months later, I'm done with 100 pages, and then when I'm done with more, and then, I'm done with it now, and I want you to read it. That was a lot different, and so they were very excited for that, for sure.
Well, this book took 2 years, but this
Mhm.
next book that's just released February 1st.
Yes,
So
this month.
this month, but February 1st, you
Right.
released the Pocket Watch.
Yes.
So this book is a little different, but similar to the first one, right?
It is also a thriller. They're both thrillers.
Okay.
I like that genre. But this one is different, right? I can tell you about the plot.
Yeah, don't give too much away.
Right, I don't want to.
You need to finish it.
Most
So tell
definitely.
me about the pocket watch.
Okay, it's a young man. He's just graduated college. He kind of grows up bitter about his parents' death, and that's his big motive, is to catch the guy who killed his parents. So his motivation is to find this guy. He finds the pocket watch, which is the book is named after, which belonged to his father, and he finds out it is also a time machine. So he starts putting pieces together to try to use that pocket watch to go back in time and save his family.
Okay. So did you use the pocket watch to write this book? Because you were in college, and I just can't, I'm scrounging for time to watch Netflix,
Right.
and you're scrounging for time to write a novel.
I definitely could have used the pocket watch.
Yeah.
It would have been
So this isn't a real story. This isn't I used the pocket watch to write this book. This
I wish
is
it were,
fictional.
but no. Yeah.
So I just cannot believe you wrote 2 books. And here's the real thing. We met in a Spanish class a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in a Spanish class. You just learn the vague things about each other, like that you like to go to the beach, or this is your favorite food. And, but I didn't know you wrote 2 books, or were in the process of writing. Well, were you? You may not have been in the process yet, but
Not quite
you
yet,
had written a
but I had
book,
one.
and that was never mentioned. I just can't. I'm sitting in a Spanish class with an author. I had no idea.
I never
No
had the
idea.
prompt to say it in Spanish, so I just...
Hadn't learned that
Yeah,
yet.
right.
We
Not
only got
that
to
point.
200 people.
That's
I mean,
right.
Did you stop after that?
I did stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the pocket watch. I'm so impressed by you, and just so proud of you for writing these 2 books.
Thank you.
This one in 9 months, you said
Yes.
to me before. So 9 months it took to write a book, and I just don't even know what I could accomplish in 9 months. Before you're 20, you are 20 years old.
That's right.
So by the age of 20, you've written 2 books, and by the age of 20, maybe I'd read 1 book. No, no, but you never know. So it's just crazy what you can do with the amount of time and creativity you have. But you use these books, and I mean, the whole point of a book is to inspire creativity in others. So I'm just so proud of you, and so thankful to know you. I can't wait to get through all these books. So congratulations. Where can they buy these books? Give me a place, because we're gonna need to purchase.
Yeah, you can definitely search them, but if you search Jack in the Box especially, you might get Jack in the Boxes. So a very specific URL to go to would be on Amazon's website, amazon.com/author, another / Michael R. Shaw. And that's how you get there.
Michael R. Shaw. So we're going to get those books. I'm going to order them tonight for sure. But thank you so much for being here, and thank you for writing these, because that really is such a cool thing, and especially to have in this Berry community. So thank you guys for watching A Little Bit of Sunshine this month. Thank you to all those who participated in our Man on the Street and to Grace again. And thank you for just watching. But I hope the next month you have is full of a lot of sunshine. A big thank you to all of those who participated in the Man on the Street, and a great big thank you to my good friend